Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope that you're doing well. You madmen have decided the 10 best smelling designer fragrances of all time. Or at least the people that commented on my question on my community tab have. So I asked you guys a while back, what is, in your opinion, the best smelling designer fragrance ever? I'm not saying your most complimented. I'm not saying your most attention grabbing. I'm not saying your most worn, none of that. Which one smells the best to you? Well, over 700 of you commented. A lot of you gave thumbs ups to show your vote for different fragrances, and I've got those 10, the top 10 right here. So let's check out these best smelling designer fragrances for men ever, according to you. First up, a couple quick honorable mentions. These got enough votes that they need to be featured. First one, Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum, which does smell fantastic. Unfortunately, hard to find nowadays at discounters. When it gets in stock, it sells out almost immediately, and it's not even really discounted anymore. So basically, if you can find it and you've been wanting it, you should buy it. Lovely fragrance. A lot of people did vote for that one, so I wanted to bring it up. And then also Acqua di Gio. Now this is Acqua di Gio Profondo, but the original Acqua di Gio, this one, and Acqua di Gio Profumo all got a bunch of votes. It was kind of split amongst all three though, so I guess Acqua di Gio Profumo, and Acqua di Gio Profondo all kind of make this list. Classic DNA though, everybody knows Acqua di Gio, so not a big surprise to see it make the list. Kind of. All right, we're cracking into the top 10. Now, I don't have this ranked out from like 10 to 1, 10 being the least vote getting and 1 being the most vote getting. Again, there were over 700 comments and there were votes spread amongst all of those. And yeah, I couldn't really tally up every specific vote. They were just all over the place. So this top 10 is in no specific order, but these are the ones that were mentioned the most. First off, Yves Saint Laurent, L'Homme. Good old Homme. It was actually a big surprise to see this voted on so many friggin' times, like seriously surprising. And that's not because the fragrance is bad, it smells awesome. It really has that citrus and ginger opening down to a T. Fresh, spicy, warm, and sweet all at once, very attention grabbing, so pleasing to smell. And obviously, it's mega successful because look at all the fragrances that came after this one, both in the L'Homme line and then in the La Nuit de L'Homme line. This one came out in 2006, and I guess the reason I was surprised is because while it does smell fantastic, I mean, I still love the way this stuff smells, but so many fragrances have come out since this one that this doesn't really get mentioned very much anymore. And yet, when I ask you guys what is the best smelling fragrance to you, this one probably got the most votes out of everything here. Like I said, I didn't tally up every single vote, but the people that voted for this one came out in droves. Now, another one that's not a surprise and one that I definitely give my stamp of approval to, Dior Homme Intense. This one has lavender, iris, and Brett, pear, and cedar are some of the notes in the fragrance. And this one got voted on so many times that there were people leaving comments just to say, look, Dior Homme Intense is already on here 50 times. We get it. Also, Dior Homme Parfum got a bunch of votes. That one, though, is so difficult to find in the US anymore. I guess you could put that as an honorable mention, too. Dior Homme Intense, though, this is just about the pinnacle of iris-based designer fragrances. It smells amazing. The quality is fantastic. The projection, the longevity, everything about this is tops. So Dior Homme Intense, I agree. Now this one some people won't agree with, but it got a lot of votes. Versace Eros. This is Versace's flagship at this point. This is their best seller. This is where they make the majority of their money fragrance-wise for talking men's scents, which is reflected in what they're coming out with nowadays. There's Versace Eros Flame, Versace Eros Eau de Parfum, Versace Eros Parfum, and I gotta think that their next release very well could be another Eros flanker. I mean, never say never. They could come out with something completely different, but if you're betting, then I'd say Eros is the favorite. Mint, apple, tonka, and vanilla, some of the notes in the fragrance, and the projection, once again, great. The performance is great. And that's something that appeals to a lot of people, that beast mode performance. Because then people feel like they're getting a great bang for their buck. If it's choking people out, they go, hey, nice, people notice me. For better or for worse. So Versace Eros, the Eau de Toilette, one of the best smelling fragrances ever. Now this next one, I was really happy to see a former hype beast, a fragrance that at one point in time was getting all the love, getting showered with adulation, and then eventually it dried up. Where'd the love go? I've talked about this over the years a number of times, and I've actually brought that up also, that it was at one point just getting hyped and hammered on every video and every list, and eventually that died away, but you guys showed it a bunch of love. Allure Homme Sport, Oh Extreme. Orange, mint, pepper, and tonka, some of the notes in the fragrance. Big time compliment puller with this one, and that's really what got that hype started. You pop a fragrance out there that gets people's attention and that has good performance, which again this one does, that's a recipe for hype. With that creamy sweet tonka and citrus combination really taking center stage here with a bit of a briskness in the opening. This one is like Allure Homme Sport dialed up to 11. That fragrance is going to be 10 years old this year, and I'm glad to see it getting some more love once again. Works just as well today as it did when it came out also. Now this next one, I'm really pumped for. I'm so glad that this somehow cracked into the list, and some of you crazy guys out there voted for this one. Again though, I agree with you. I'm right there with you. It's Dior Fahrenheit. So the second Dior to make the list, Fahrenheit. Now, this one, possibly more than any of the others, is gonna have some detractors. And that's because it does have a petrol or gasoline smell to it when you spray it on. And guess what? It's amazing. It's so good. You will never be able to convince me that Dior Fahrenheit does not smell awesome. I've got a few different bottles of it. I've got this one. I've got a couple older bottles as well, vintage bottles. And any iteration of Dior Fahrenheit, I'll take. Now, sure, I want more of that gasoline, like the stankiest, most petrol-y version of Dior Fahrenheit that you've got. I'll take that. There were reformulations over the years where it ended up smelling a little more vanilla style and less petrol-y. And, you know, I'll take it. I'll take it. Don't get me wrong, but I prefer the old style. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. If you want to look up all the different Fahrenheit reformulations, feel free to check that out later. But the leather mixing with the violet leaf here smells awesome. And the way that it evolves from the opening into the dry down, keeping that petrol vibe and that very masculine scent profile, I dig it. Fahrenheit, yes. From there, we go on to one of the newer ones, Le Parfum. I got to tell you guys, this one also an awesome scent. You did a good job. Nice, I'm proud of you guys. Proud. You didn't embarrass yourselves. You guys are the best. Cardamom, lavender, iris, and vanilla, some of the notes in the fragrance. And right now, Le Male, if you're gonna pick one from the entire lineup, this has gotta be the one. A lot to love about this one. That little iris touch in here really takes things up to the next level, helps modernize the scent profile, good projection, good longevity. It's very appealing, but it still does have a little touch of uniqueness to it. You know, it doesn't lean too far into smelling like the original Le Male. There were other fragrances in this line that got votes as well, the original and also Ultra Male. Those are both solid too. But Le Parfum, great stuff. After that, a great modern classic, Terre d'Hermes. Another one that I absolutely agree with here. You've got that orange and vetiver truly shining in this fragrance. A little bit of an earthy orange, a little bit dirty, but unbelievably classy and refined and gentlemanly as well. Great casual fragrance, great office fragrance, great formal fragrance. Terre d'Hermes can do just about anything. And if you're a big fan of vetiver fragrances or just starting to get into vetiver fragrances, it's one that you need to check out, period. We've got just a few left. Up next is one from Yves Saint Laurent, and it is La Nuit de l'Homme. Yep, L'Homme and La Nuit de l'Homme. The beginning of each one of those lines made the list. I guess you could think of La Nuit de l'Homme as a flanker to L'Homme that then spawned off its own series of flankers. This one has cedar, bergamot, lavender, vetiver, but of course, it's most well known for cardamom. This is the cardamom fragrance designer-wise, period. This is one of those fragrances that has an opening that is just magic. The way that it works is amazing. It's one of those fragrances that so many people can remember the first time they smelled it because that opening is just so attention grabbing. You spray it on, you give it a smell, and right away you're sold. It doesn't matter about the rest of the fragrance. Thankfully, that one smells good the whole way through, but it doesn't even matter because that opening just smells so friggin' nice. That's La Nuit de l'Homme. The first time that I smelled that, I can still remember just being blown away. Actually, a few of these, I can remember that. Now, of course, the performance on that one could be better, but it doesn't really matter because it does just smell so appealing. Great date night fragrance, great evening fragrance, very sexy, wonderful fragrance, La Nuit de l'Homme. So we've had 2 YSLs, 2 Diors, and now 2 Chanels. Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. What can you really say about Bleu de Chanel, especially the Eau de Parfum? The versatility is insane. Every single season, daytime or nighttime, pretty much anything you can imagine, you can wear this fragrance to it and you're gonna smell awesome and nobody's gonna question it. I mentioned this with L'Homme, but once again here, citrus and ginger. In the opening, it's done so well that it's that type of scent. Once again, you spray it on and you just immediately go, oof, I gotta buy that. That bit of incense and amber in the base gives it additional warmth, lets it stretch out that usage into the cooler months. Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum is that type of blue scent that pretty much everybody can wear. Younger guys, it's gonna work for them. Older guys, gonna work for them. And that's because the balance here is perfect. Just enough sweetness, just enough smokiness, just enough depth. So it doesn't go too far youthful or too old and mature. It's for everybody. Last, certainly not least though, Dolce & Gabbana's the one Eau de Parfum. And again, I think you guys nailed it right on the head. For this line, if you had only one fragrance, it should be this one. Amber, tobacco, ginger, cardamom, grapefruit, some of the notes in the fragrance. Like La Nuit de l'Homme, not amazing performance, but enough to get the job done. It smells so good. One of my most complimented fragrances ever. It's got this great, sweet, spicy sexiness to it. Cooler weather situations, night out situations, absolutely crushes it. The one Eau de Parfum is an improvement over the Eau de Toilette in pretty much every way. So not a surprise to see that one crack into the list, and the one Eau de Parfum is wrapping this one up. I also want to say that there were so many other amazing fragrances that smell fantastic that you guys submitted that didn't make the cut. But just because they didn't make the cut for this video doesn't make them any worse or any lower than these fragrances. Essentially, whatever you love, whatever makes you happy, whatever you like smelling, wear that. As always, guys, thank you for hanging with me till the end here. Thank you for your support. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.